What if your husband asked for a divorce out of the blue? A year ago, my husband refused to end a friendship with another woman. We ended up deciding to go to couples therapy last October. The therapist gave us things to work on. He told him that he needed to end the friendship because it was on the verge of an affair. After a big fight and me asking him to pick me or her, he chose me and told me he ended the friendship. Fast forward to July. I thought things were getting better. We were communicating better. We weren't fighting, and we were talking out our issues. His mom had a major surgery at the beginning of this year, so he went to his parents' house most weekends. We work opposite shifts during the week, so we never really got to see each other. I never complained, but I did ask him multiple times to make time for us. He never did. Still, I wanted him to be there to help his mom. I didn't want him to neglect her because I wanted his time. In April, I came across some pictures of him and the girl together. I was stupid enough to believe him when he said they were old pictures. Mid-July, I came home from work. I had just taken my shoes off at the door when he asked me for a divorce. It was so unexpected. We had an amazing day before. We got lunch and just hung out around the house together. He told me he was tired of how I talked down on him. However, when I asked him to give me examples, he would bring up things from months back. Those were the issues that we talked about. Those were things I thought that we had moved on from. For example, our 2 kids were grounded from their electronics because they refused to clean their rooms. He gave them back their phones, and I got upset. There was no yelling or fighting. I just told him I needed him to back me up on discipline, and not trample over rules I had set in place. He even told me he went through my phone. I was like, okay, you know my password for a reason. I'm not cheating. I'm not hiding anything. Were you just looking for something to pin on me? He packed his things and just left. He refused to talk to me or the kids. He ignored our calls and messages. He threatened to have me arrested if I went to his parents' house to try to talk to him. I just wanted to talk. I begged him to stay. I said that I would do whatever he wanted if he would just stay. He refused to hear it. It's been almost 2 months of nothing. We have to talk about things like how to split the bills, how we're going to split debt, our cars, and how we're going to proceed with the divorce. But he's blocked me on everything. As much as I wanted to save my marriage, what he's done to the kids is completely uncalled for and unforgivable. My kids are his stepkids, but he's been their dad for almost a decade. He's been a dad since they were babies and has been the only dad they really remember. Their biological father left the country over 7 years ago. He just recently came back. So, I know he doesn't owe support to them. I even asked him to still talk to them. I let them use their own phones to contact him for a while after he left. But when their messages and calls kept being ignored, I told them to stop until he replied. I couldn't stand watching their hearts break over and over, every time they checked for a reply after school. I've never called my husband names. I've never cheated. I've never put my hands on him. Nothing. I wasn't a perfect wife, but nothing I've ever done deserves this treatment. Nothing I've done makes the kids deserve this treatment. He's treated every bit of this situation like a bad breakup, and not a divorce. About a month ago, I found out that not only had he created a secret Instagram account to be able to keep in contact with the girl he was friends with, but he also bought them tickets in June to a concert in October. This was before he asked for a divorce. So, I now know he was just blaming it on me to feel better about himself.